Welcome back, wargamers. John back here again. Another little weekly Gaslands build. Here with part 2 of our theme team build. And this one on the block, we've got a well, it's a pretty simple name. We have a Matchbox Bulldozer, as you can see here. So we've got that as our first car for this build video, and then for our second one, we have a Matchbox Water Worker truck. As you can see here. So yeah, let's just get right into that build. Alright, wargamers, now we got this bulldozer here on the build table. This one here, it's pretty much really nothing to do. I really just gotta add a little tubing here to kind of extend these actuators. One, so it doesn't look silly with just a gap. Two, to kind of keep the dozer blade from moving. I put a little glue in it off camera, but she still likes to move. So let me check our stats we wrote up here. Yeah, no real range weapons on this one. So yeah, let's just pop that out real quick. It'll be super fast. Well, that's all she really needed. So this was a pretty quick one. Like I said, some of them are going to be really just paint jobs, and that's it. So yeah. So it's off to prime time. Alright, wargamers, we got her on the turntable, so let's check out some stats here. Name-wise, we're going with Bone Crusher. The chassis type is a truck. This is a unsponsored vehicle. As far as weapons and equipment go, we've got a ram, tank tracks, and an explosive ram. And as far as perks, we have Battle Hammer and Grinder Man, all coming in at a total of 35 cans. All right, wargamers, back on the build table here with the what is this? The waterwork truck. So what we need to do with this one is, for this team, I'm thinking I'm not really doing a waterwork truck. Let me find my bits. We got this bits here. Digging through the bits here. As you can see, we have a bunch of these water trucks. So, I had this left over from a previous build where we turned a monster truck dump truck into a Miskin monster truck. I think what we're gonna do is pretty simple. First, we're gonna swap this tank out, put in this nice big dump truck, which fits almost exactly the same. Definitely save this thing for a later project. And then a little detailing work. But first, let's pop these rivets, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the dumper on the truck, if you will. Actually fits real nice, almost the exact width, which weirdly fits perfect right on here. Just had to extend the back out a little bit to get the hinges to look correct. I didn't realize the whole bottom of this was hollow. So as you can see, we had to get in there with a bunch of plastic card and to really just fill it up so it just actually looks like something's in it. What's really funny is just the cab here is metal and the rest is plastic. So if you do this, boop. Well, it doesn't do it now that the dumper's on it, but before the dumper was on it, you could go like this and it would just stay like kick finned up in the air. But yeah, let's get some weapons on her and little detail work. For long haul here, the thing we rolled up was we're giving it basically just a bunch of drop weapons, so I don't really need to model them on to kind of fit with the whole dump truck style, just, you know, dumping caltrops or whatnot out the back. But we also, just to give it a little range, we also gave it a almost said a scrap launcher, a improvised sludge thrower, which I think right here and this gap right here is going to be the perfect place for it. And basically what it does in game terms is dropped weapons like minefields, caltrops, napalm, all that. Instead of placing it, touching your vehicle out the back where you dropped it, You can chuck them forward. So it gives the dump truck a little bit of a range support. So yeah, let's get the little detail work, little weapons, and then we'll be right back. All right, Wargamers. Sorry. Oh man, gunk in my throat. So I was digging through the bits box. Unfortunately, got some residue here. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find anything that I'd really like and that really stood out as a good improvised sludge thrower to mount. So I mean, that's fine. It's a transformer after all. So, you know, they can always just kind of make one. So I think we're just gonna call it here. You know, not every build's gotta be some over the top conversion. So we got the basics here for long haul. Still looking pretty good. So I think that's about it for this one. We're gonna do some prime time, and then we'll get into some painting. All right, Wargamers, we got her up on the turntable, so let's get into some stats here. Name-wise, we're going with long haul. The chassis type is a truck. This is a unsponsored vehicle. As far as weapons and equipment, we have a sludge thrower, caltrop droppers, mine droppers, and a smoke dropper. As far as the perks go, we have dead weight and bullet time, all coming in at a pretty nice 25 cans. Oh, what you guys are doing in my stack fridge out here in the backyard. But since you're out here, let me straighten you up a little bit. Since you're out here, let me ask you a couple questions. You like buying custom cars and whatnot? Do you like promoting small YouTube channels as myself? I don't know, maybe you just like buying some cool merch? Or perhaps even, do you like enjoy some smooth jazz? Either way, I opened up an Etsy shop, just selling off all the builds to help promote the channel, because I'm never going to use them in the games anyway. So I'm going to throw the link down in the description of the videos now. I got cool cars. Anything you see on the channel, buy it if you want. I'm thinking about adding some stickers and custom dice maybe later on. I got a message system set up, so if you want some commissions, like commission terrain or other, you can hit me up there too. So I think that's it for my short little ad shelling out my thing. So I'm going to grab my cheesy sticks and this Bex, and I'm out.